cut it to 11. Jokic just gets it off in time. It's up. Oh, it's good. Of course it goes in. Jokic from downtown. Anthony Davis just...
For a player who looks pretty unathletic, Nikola Jokic has always proven to be the best on the court. And, when all is said and done, there wouldn't be an argument that Nikola Jokic is not only a Hall of Famer, but one of the greatest players in NBA history. NBA fans know it, and many other NBA players feel the same way too.
Bradley. Baseball pass, Murray's got it, and he puts it away!
Three-time NBA champion JaVale McGee has both played with and played against Nikola Jokic. And according to him, the 2023 Finals MVP sees the game in a way that no one else can.
There's a beast, a real beast.
He got it all, huh?
He got it all, man. He got it all. And then his pace is so slow, you think, like, where's this coming from? Like, how is this? But he knows. I feel like he sees the game at a slower pace than the rest of us. They say, this is a random fact, by the way. They say cats see in like 60 frames per second or something.
Traditionally, a basketball team is organized into distinct sections. The tallest guy fights for control near the rim, expecting to be fed passes for close-range shots. Guards and wings fly around the perimeter of play, dribbling, passing, and taking longer shots. However, Jokic at 6'11" can do every single thing. You've probably seen his ridiculous bank shot that rarely fails to enter the basket. He can also take the ball on a handoff outside the three-point arc, drive to the basket, and throw the ball across the floor to a player in the corner while misrouting defenders with his eyes. He can grab a defensive rebound with one hand while simultaneously throwing an overhand pass to a player racing to the basket on the other end of the court. He knows where his teammates will be before they arrive, so he sends the ball to meet them. Other players have the team creating a system for them to flourish, but Jokic, he creates the system.
I don't think this was a system put around. I think he created that system because he's that talented.
So the offense that
I think he created.
He dominant. He's pretty dominant.
Or is it the system, P? Can you
It's
pick
a
him up?
combination of both, though. I think he makes what the system is. The coach understands you make your system based off your player. You know what I'm saying? Only coach that make a system is Pop. But the rest, you gotta build it. You gotta play around your strength as your best player. And that's what they doing. Yeah. And that's the system is him.
He's making every...
Paul Pierce even believes apart from being the system, he is by far the most dominant player in the NBA.
Duke is the most dominant player. He's the best player, Joker.
Joker best
Think
player
about
in the
this, like, I'm gonna use you as reference.
Joker best player in the league?
Yeah, Joker's the best player in the league.
The one player who could guard him in the paint, Anthony Davis, is 1-11 against him in their last 12 matchups. To better understand how dominant Joker is, you have to know that for a couple of years, the saying around Denver when Jokic posted some ludicrous stat line was, "Not since Wilt." Lately, it's been, "Not even Wilt." In the 2023 season alone, where he lost the MVP to Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic passed Wilt Chamberlain for most triple-doubles in a single postseason, and most triple-doubles by a center. There are several other records like that he holds, and yet every night on the court, he's not out chasing any of these records.
Joker, he likes basketball, he doesn't love it. He just happened to be good at it. Like, dang, I gotta go for a 40-point triple-double tonight. Like it just seems like that. Not saying he doesn't love the game, but I've never seen a superstar, an MVP. He just plays basketball on the side and happens to be really good at it.
Before, many NBA fans would agree that his records were not since Wilt Chamberlain. But now, the Joker has no one to compare with. And Paul George agrees.
His game is just so different. I think he's one of those guys that, like, when you look back at it and you see what he's doing, it's like, oh, okay, because there's nobody to compare him to. You know what I mean? So I think that's why it's so tough to like fully like understand or wrap our minds around like how great and how good of a talent he is. Like we know he's special, but it's just no one that...
Hall of Famer Tracy McGrady couldn't agree less that we have never seen anything like him.
Jokic, let me tell y'all something. This dude is so good, man. Straight up. Like, I haven't seen anything like him.
Another Hall of Famer, Larry Bird, even admits that he is so good that he would love to play against him.
Name's Nikola Jokic.
I would love to play against him. He's good.
He's good, right?
He's good. I mean, there's so many great centers over the history of our game. Man, is he good. I just hope he stays healthy and able to continue to do what he does because he is fun to watch.
And while Larry Bird would love to play against him, Greg Popovich thinks that he plays like the Boston Celtics legend.
Jokic. He's too damn good. It's not fair, all the things he can do. And, you know, he's so funny. I love the guy. He doesn't look like he's doing anything. You know, he's not going fast. He's not jumping high. You know, it's kind of Larry Birdish, you know, in a way. But talk about skills and anticipation and decisions. He's fantastic.
Defensively, you know, Jokic is just great. And he was too much for us in the end. I mean, down the stretch, they made 3 shots in a row. He made 2 of them. And, you know, we had a chance.
Even LeBron James thinks he's a Larry Bird reincarnate.
When you have a guy like Joker who, as big as he is, but also as cerebral he is, you can't really make many mistakes versus a guy like that. And even when you guard him for one of the best possessions that you think you've guarded him, he puts the ball behind his head, Larry Bird style, and shoots it 50 feet in the air, and it goes in.
Truth be told, the Larry Bird comparison is clear as day, even though they play different positions. Both athletes have striking similarities in their playing styles. From their high IQ, passing, dribbling, and unconventional shooting skills to their pace. When they play, they move at their own pace, never in a rush, and nobody can stop them from going where they want to go. In fact, both players have a level of efficiency that only a few people in NBA history possess. Larry Bird, in his 13-year career in the NBA, averaged 24.3 points, 10 rebounds, 6.3 assists, and 1.7 steals per game. In 9 years in the NBA, he's averaging 20.9 points, 10.7 rebounds, 6.9 assists, and 1.2 steals per game. It could only get better from there. Besides, 6-time NBA champion Dennis Rodman strongly believes Jokic is way better than Larry Bird.
Jokic. Oh my God, he's slow as hell. You know, okay, so, but that guy got a game. You know what I'm saying? I think he's better than Larry Bird. I mean, in this day and age, yeah.
And 4-time champion John Sally believes not even Dennis Rodman could guard Nikola Jokic.
Jokic, I don't know what I would have done. I really think he would have got 40 Jokic. I'm literally thinking, well, I know your moves. I have never seen his moves. When I see Jokic play, I don't know what to say. He would have given Dennis Rodman some problems because of his move.
All this just goes to show how dominant NBA players and ex-players know how dominant Nikola Jokic is on the court. Power forward Montrezl Harrell explains how dominant Jokic is compared to other bigs in the NBA, like Giannis Antetokounmpo and Joel Embiid.
Joker. With Greek, it's like people playing him to try to get him to shoot. If Giannis is pulling up from anywhere on the floor, we feel like we won that possession. Joel, it's like he's in the in-between stage.
Richard Jepson explains that he is one of one.
He's the most unique, special offensive player as a big that we have seen in a very, very, very long time. Well, I say that because, like, if we say big, as in, like, we haven't seen somebody that's able to do what he does.
Former NBA player Richard McCants goes further to explain why Joker is the perfect NBA big.
Jokic plays in between the lines of eras of basketball. He plays the big man era, take you down to that block and give you work. He plays the pinch post era, Brad Miller, Chris Webber, Lottie Divac. He's the Euro that can give you that on the cuts. He can give you that on the dribble handoff. He can pop and hit the three.
Nikola Jokic is a little of Shaq, a little Magic, a little Dirk, and a little Arvydas Sabonis. In fact, putting a label on his game is nearly an impossible challenge for many. Offensively, as a big, Jokic is a real threat from anywhere on the floor. He can play across all 3 scoring levels. If teams clog the paint, he can score from the perimeter. And he can back down to score around the rim if they push up to take away threes. In his NBA career, he has been shooting 35% from the three-point line, 55.7% from the floor, and 82.7% from the free throw line. This season, he's shooting 59.8% with hook shots, 94.4% with dunks, 48.8% with jump shots, and 70.3% with layups. He's doing all of this without flopping.
Joker.
Yeah,
Man, that
bro.
shit's unreal.
Yeah, bro, that shit's unreal.
That shit's unreal, man.
The thing that like I most like about him is like he don't flop. Like, and I ain't saying like, you know, guys try to sell cars, but other than that, like, he not trying to get 16, 17 free throws. No, he trying to get buckets.
But what's more surprising is that he's not so big on scoring. I mean, imagine a big like Shaq that doesn't like to score.
Yeah, so playing with Kai, James, and Kay, it's very different than playing with Nikola. Like, I wouldn't say Kai and them are unselfish, but I feel like Nikola's too unselfish, right? He gonna make the right play every single time. Like, Kay can shoot over two people, Kai can shoot over two people and score. Nikola not gonna do that.
A passing big is definitely a luxury, and having your center run the offense at his own pace is something you don't see many teams ever do in the NBA. But Jokic, with his court vision and unselfish play, has allowed the Denver Nuggets to become one of the best offensive teams in the league. Teammate Michael Porter Jr. tells a story of how great and unselfish Joker is.
Like, well, the first time I met him, he came to the gym when I first got to Denver. He came and rebounded for me for a little bit. I was like, oh, he's a good guy. But I didn't really know too much about him because I didn't ever watch the Nuggets. And he was good. He wasn't as good as he is now. And then we ended up going to training camp, and I'm watching him play, and he's doing all right, but like Mason Plumlee was doing just as good as Joker. And I'm like, wait, so why does Joker start over Mason Plumlee? And then I remember my teammates just saying like, no, like when he wants to, he could score 40 a night. If he didn't just pass and he just wanted to score.
As a center, Nikola Jokic can actually play with slashing wings, movement shooters, and elite ball handlers, and is still the best offensive player on the court. And when he's not an offensive nightmare, the Joker can protect the rim and dominate the glass. Watch him against the Golden State Warriors. After this game, Warriors coach Steve Kerr had to heap praise on Jokic for being an underrated defender.
Tonight. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot to ask of Draymond to guard him, the entire time out there. And he's just, such a dominant force in every way. He's so smart defensively, had 4 steals, anticipated a couple of passes that he stole. The pass at the end to Gordon for the dunk, but I think with 2 minutes left I was kind of right behind him. He didn't. I don't even think he saw him. He just knew he would be there. And so Jokic controlled the game, 16 assists. I'm willing to bet they don't lose much, if at all, when he gets 16 assists, because that means everybody else is going to.
But this shouldn't come as a surprise, though, because Steve Kerr had always been a big fan of Nikola Jokic, long before he became an MVP, and even likened him to Arvydas Sabonis.
One of my favorite players to watch in the league, on off nights, when I've got a league pass going, I always make sure I turn to Denver a little bit and watch Jokic and his passing and his brilliance. He just sees the game so well. I always love watching players who just seem to be a move ahead on the chessboard. He's one of those guys. So great young player, and they run everything through him and around him. He's like the pinwheel. He's like the middle of the pinwheel, and you got all these cutters and shooters around him. That's why they're so dynamic.
In any case, fast forward to 7 years after Kerr made this statement, he has become the most dominant player in the NBA. He is so dominant that he scares even the 2022-23 Defensive Player of the Year, Jaren Jackson.
He's doing just about everything out there. Coming off the screen into a post-up. He's coming off a wedge into the post-up, whipping the pass. And then, like, out of nowhere, when you think it's a 3-ball. I'm like, oh, my God. They get the arc, and you're just like, come on. He don't miss. I haven't seen him miss a shot against us, like, probably ever.
And they, like, dagger shots, too. Like,
God,
he made
off
that?
one leg. He looks crazy in the face. He looks like
no
he's not
emotion.
even trying.
Paul George, who's gone 10-19 against Jokic in his career, including a 3-4 record in the playoffs, describes why it was so hard to stop Jokic when they met.
But he just knows his game. I think he's a player that just knows who he is on that court. And you put a small guy on him, he punishes him. Somebody his size, he uses his smarts and wits
Karl Anthony Towns, who has a 12-17 record against Jokic, including a 4-2 record in the playoffs, gave his opinion on why the Joker is dominant when he said,
Jokic obviously is a very talented player. I've known him since we was in high school at the Nike Hoop Summit. He's always been very talented. So I got a lot of respect for him. We both have a lot of respect for each other, a lot of mutual respect. So he's doing his thing in Denver. They made that team for him, and they all rally around him. So he's definitely a tough guard because he could do a lot of things, you know.
According to one of the greatest scorers in NBA history, Kevin Durant, Nikola Jokic is ridiculous and unguardable.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. Yeah, I felt like all of those shots felt like they was easy shots, you know. And he just played a game at a pace that you can't speed him up, you know. Fluster him, he's strong, he can make every shot. I mean, I hate when he makes shots because he's so unorthodox, and it's like, oh yeah, that's a miss, and then it goes straight in. You know, he's incredible.
Draymond Green couldn't help but agree on how ridiculous Jokic is on the court. According to him, he is by far one of the smartest players in the league.
You're not locking down a great player. He's the MVP of the NBA for a reason, and you know he's possibly the MVP of the NBA again. We don't know yet, but for a reason. He's an incredible player.
LeBron James even goes as far as to call Nikola Jokic the master of court mapping.
I mean, I saw a stat on Jokic last year, and I don't know the exact number, but in the finals, in the finals versus Miami, he shot like 70% from the free throw line in. Like catching the ball at the free throw line, either or floaters when he catches in the pocket, like 74%. That's insane.
According to Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas, Jokic is the most smartest big man in NBA history.
He might be one of the smartest big men to ever play because define that. Because he has an answer to every problem that you throw at him.
Another Hall of Famer, Jerry West, describes how smart he is when he said,
if you watch him around the basket, he absolutely will shoot the ball, touch it, and catch it on the other side before these guys move. That tells you how good he really is. He's got an incredible instinct.
For what it's worth, everyone in the NBA agrees that Nikola Jokic is a great player and a generational talent.
Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world right now. If you don't believe that, I will respectfully disagree with you. There's no shade. There's no hate. You're allowed to disagree with that statement. So far in the playoffs, think about this. Game 4 against the Phoenix Suns. They lose. Denver loses. Jokic has 53 and 11. And a lot of that was one-on-one. They make a little bit of an adjustment where they're just like, we're going to go back to having Jokic high, having him hit cutters, having him play DHO action.
For me personally, it's an honor and a privilege to watch him play every single night. You don't just walk out of bed and get triple doubles. And the thing I like about his triple doubles too, it ain't like 11, and 10.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, he is really putting in the numbers, and he's a great kid.
He even had John Collins admitting that he wishes to model his game after him.
You know, one of my favorite players to watch is Jokic because of how patient he is, and that's more so not to say I want to be a Jokic, but I want to play with that patience, and that's what I want my game to sort of feel like, and have that vibe, that patience, that understanding, seeing things before it happens. You know, reading the game at a high level.
However, in all of these comparisons to other bigs like Shaq, Hakeem Olajuwon, Tim Duncan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Wilt Chamberlain, is he the best center of all time?
We're putting him over the likes of Shaquille O'Neal, Hakeem Olajuwon, Tim Duncan, and it's just like Wilt Chamberlain's. Like that's a tough conversation to have because we've seen what these guys have done. We've seen how their careers have panned out. So can we sit here and say right now, today, that Jokic, not only the best big to ever play, but the best basketball player to ever touch a ball?
In any case, one thing we can all agree on, even if many don't believe he's the best center of all time, is that almost all NBA players and ex-players have nothing but respect for the Serbian center. And with a talent like his, he will undoubtedly end his career as one of the greatest NBA players ever. What do you think about Nikola Jokic? Do you agree that he's the best player in the league? Or do you think he's definitely the best center the NBA has ever seen? Let me know in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, the next video on your screen is worth your time. When you think of or even see Nikola Jokic, he doesn't seem like a guy with a really exciting off-the-court life. After all, he's the lanky Serbian joker who seems to be concerned with nothing else but his game. Right? Wrong. This dude's lifestyle is actually like nothing you could imagine. So stick around to find out what Nikola Jokic's lifestyle really is. It's not like it's a flex or anything, but when it comes to different backgrounds and upbringing, very few players have had it as hard as Nikola Jokic. This guy was born in February 1995 in Sombor in northwest Serbia, right in the middle of the Yugoslav wars. Things were difficult in the war-ridden country, and Jokic had to grow up in a tiny 2-bedroom apartment with both his parents, his 2 older brothers, and his grandmother. Growing up this way, with their dad working as an agricultural engineer, Jokic and his brothers picked up basketball and horse riding as the few things to do for fun in what was a very tense Serbia. And honestly, the 3 Jokic's all showed talent on the court. The eldest brother, Strahinja, who's about 40 years old, actually went as far as playing professionally in Europe, while the other one, Nemanja, only got as far as playing college basketball at the University of Detroit Mercy. Nikola, however, was always something more special. Being taller than most of his peers from a young age gave him an edge, and you could tell he had more to offer than just height. Crazy thing though, at some point this dude was considering giving up on basketball to go professionally into horse racing. Not because he thought it paid more, but because he enjoyed horse racing that much. It wasn't until he was about 14 years old that he was able to decide to focus on the hard floor, and since then, he hasn't looked back. He did buy himself a number of racehorses after getting into the NBA though. Anywho, after playing youth basketball for Vojvodina Strujagas and achieving total index rating greater than 50 in 2 consecutive games, a lot of Serbian teams started to take note of Nikola. By December 2012, at the age of just 17, Mega Vizura signed him, and after playing mostly with the junior team, Nikola got called up to the first team for about 5 games that season. Showing so much promise, the Belgrade-based franchise offered him a 4-year contract in February 2013, and he became a regular for the senior team, averaging an impressive 11.4 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 2.5 assists in over 25 Adriatic League games. His numbers in the Serbian league were pretty similar, where he averaged 10.9 points, 6 rebounds, and 3.1 assists per game. These stats were enough to get the Denver Nuggets to draft him in the 2014 NBA draft with the 41st overall pick. And the rest, well, it's history still being written. After getting drafted, the Joker spent 1 extra season in Serbia, during which he averaged 18.4 points, 10.4 rebounds, and 2.7 assists per game in the Serbian league, and 15.4 points, 9.3 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game in the ABA league. Jokic came into the league ahead of the 2015-16 season, and despite the media narrative about his earlier seasons, this guy was immediately one of the top players in the league. In his first season, he finished 3rd in the 2016 NBA Rookie of the Year award voting and earned NBA All-Rookie First Team honors, averaging 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 2.4 assists per game. In the seasons that followed, the Joker stayed continually on the rise, averaging 16.7 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 4.9 assists in his second season, and 18.5 points, 10.7 rebounds, and 6.1 assists in his third season. When things really got going for him, however, was in 2019 when he took the Nuggets as far as the conference semifinals, averaging an insane 25.1 points, 13.0 rebounds, and 8.4 assists in 14 playoff games. He got his first All-NBA First Team and NBA All-Star selection that year, and since then, he has quite frankly become one of the best players in the league. And we're not just talking about being in the top 10 in his conference or something. Oh, no. The Joker has consistently been in the conversation for the season's MVP every season for the past 5 years, winning the award twice in that time frame. His first MVP win in 2021 put him among the youngest ever winners of the award in league history, and winning it again the second time made him one of just 5 players to ever have 2 MVP awards at the age of 26. And don't be surprised if he gets yet another one this year. Jokic has made the All-Star roster every season since his first in 2019. And in 2023, he won the ultimate prize, leading the Nuggets to their first ever NBA championship title as the Finals MVP. This is a really big achievement, meaning Jokic has technically won everything there is to win in the league. But he doesn't look to be stopping there. In the ongoing NBA season, the Nuggets are looking like they can get back-to-back championship titles with Jokic at the forefront. He has always been superiorly intelligent for his age, but this season we're seeing an even more advanced version of basketball IQ from this guy. His decision-making, composure, and even how he affects his opponents have really improved. We mean, he even went as far as trying to get into LeBron's head during the recent Lakers vs. Nuggets game, in which LeBron hit the iconic 40,000-point milestone. Like the Joker he is, he joked about keeping King James on 8 points, although it didn't quite work. Anyway, all these improvements have reflected on the big man's numbers, as he's currently averaging an impressive 26.0 points, 12.2 rebounds, and 9.2 assists in just 62 games. With the likes of Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, and Aaron Gordon all having pretty impressive seasons as well, the Nuggets really have a shot at another NBA Finals at the very least. And if this happens, it's a no-brainer for Jokic to get his 3rd MVP award. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out. But for now, let's dig into how much money being this good has made Nikola Jokic, which frankly is a joke. Back in 2014, when he just got drafted, the Nuggets were believed to be taking a gamble on him. Why? We'll get into that later in the video. Because of the uncertainty in his actual abilities, though, he was signed on a 3-year contract worth just over $4 million, with an annual salary of $1,358,500. Sure, that's a lot of money for regular people, but not for NBA ballers. Fast forward to 2018. The Joker put on some crazy performances consistently and proved the doubters wrong. So the Nuggets rewarded him with a bumper maximum contract extension worth $147.7 freaking million. This deal brought in about $29.5 million in annual salaries for the Serbian. And you've got to admit that this fat paycheck might have been part of the motivation for Jokic to turn into the beast he became in 2019. And it gets even better. After his first MVP win in 2021, the Nuggets pulled up with an even bigger and better contract. This time, with a deal that became the largest contract in NBA history, both by total value and average annual value at the time. This contract extension was worth a mind-boggling $272 million over 5 years, meaning Jokic could be bathing in over $55 million every year. Do some quick math and you'll see the Joker actually makes over $1 million every freaking week. Altogether, Nikola has made just shy of $200 million from just basketball earnings. That's a lot of money, but it's not all the 2023 NBA Finals MVP makes. Jokic earns quite a bit from his endorsement deals when he's not on the court fulfilling his contract. His multi-million-dollar shoe deal with Nike, a partnership deal with 361 Degrees, and endorsing other brands like Western Union, a Serbian fruit drink company, Samborak, Converse, and Panini brings his annual earnings from endorsements to nearly $1 million. He might be called the Joker, but this guy doesn't joke when it comes to his money. That explains why he also has investments outside of his playing career and endorsements. These investments include Jokic buying up several properties in Serbia with the hope of using most of the sites to aid the development of basketball courts and facilities in his home country. He also happens to be the co-owner of the Serbian basketball club BC Mega Basket. To call Nikola Jokic a business mogul as well as a basketball player isn't really far-fetched if you ask us. However, having so many assets and funds begs the question of what exactly Nikola does with all that dough. It's particularly hard to predict what he spends on because he doesn't even have social media. But don't let that fool you. The Nuggets superstar lives as lavishly as most NBA players. One of his favorite ways to lavish his wealth is on cars. And not just any random car, but the most expensive and luxurious of them. Jokic's impressive car collection includes a 2017 GMC Yukon Denali that pretty much matches the big guy in size. This ride costs him about $70,000, which is ordinarily a lot, but for Jokic, it's the cheapest of all his cars. The next car is a Porsche Panamera 4S that goes for a base price of $110,000, but is definitely more expensive considering the flashy customization Jokic's model has, like his cool Joker license plate and the entire body being covered in black carbon fiber. Next are his two Lamborghinis, the first being a luxurious SUV, the Lamborghini Urus, that cost him about $220,000. The other is an even more expensive model of the luxury car brand, a 2021 Lamborghini Aventador S Coupe worth a base price of $420,000. And then there's the crown jewel of his garage, a $536,000 Mercedes-Benz AMG G63 Brabus 800. He might be a horse lover, but this guy definitely knows a thing or two about sleek cars too. Still on how Nikola Jokic spends all the money he makes, we have to talk about the mansion he lives in. For most of his NBA career, Jokic lived in a 3-bedroom apartment in Denver with his brothers and his girlfriend. However, in 2022, he finally made the move to his own home with his girlfriend, purchasing a mansion in the classy Cherry Hills Village, Denver, for about $4.5 million. This property is a massive 12,271 square foot estate with a stylish contemporary design throughout. It has 6 bedrooms and 9 bathrooms spread across 3 floors, which can be accessed using an elevator. Jokic really knows how to live that wealthy lifestyle. Damn. As if this mansion isn't enough, he's also got a 5-plot mansion back in his hometown in Serbia, with a large concrete fence around the property for his privacy. Of course, he can't live in all these houses on his own, so who does Nikola spend his free time with? That'd be his wife, Serbian psychologist Natalia Machesic, whom he began dating back when they were just teenagers. They met in high school as best friends before they started dating in 2013, before Jokic got drafted. She moved to the US with him and got her master's degree in psychology from the Metropolitan State University of Denver in 2018. The couple has been together ever since they got married in October 2020. They had their first child less than a year later, in September 2021, a baby girl named Onjena. We've got to say that Natalia is one of the most low-key WAGs in the entire NBA, despite having a background in sports herself. She's also not a social media fan, just like her man, but fans get to see her and their daughter at Jokic's games from time to time. The next time anyone questions how much of a baller lifestyle Jokic has, you know where to send them to.
What an atmosphere, what a scene here in Denver. Towns nearly the steal. Gordon gets it back and he puts it in. Buck 17 left in regulation. Towns extends, got it. We're tied again.
The 2024 playoffs are here, and with some teams getting underdog stories, and quite a few being called favorites. Well, 2 teams who are undeniably favorites have been last year's first-round matchup, the Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves. 2 favorites in the same conference? So who makes it to the NBA Finals this year? Who wins it all this year? You know, after a first-round loss to the Denver Nuggets in 2023 with the trio of Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, and Anthony Edwards, not many NBA fans believed the Timberwolves were finally a championship contending team. With back-to-back first-round exits after missing the playoffs 15 times in the last 19 years, and trading a lot to acquire 3-time Defensive Player of the Year Rudy Gobert in 2022, the chances of taking the Wolves seriously were dim. The team has never been to an NBA Finals, and the last and only time they made it to the Western Conference Finals was 20 years ago, when they lost to the Los Angeles Lakers.
Kevin Garnett fouled out, 22 points, 17 rebounds.
Well, that season, the team had the franchise's best season ever, going 58-24 and finishing first in the Midwest Division. And shockingly, the closest they have ever been to that record 20 years later has been this season. This regular season, the Timberwolves finished 3rd in the highly competitive Western Conference that has the Nuggets, Lakers, Suns, Clippers, OKC, and Warriors. You should know that the West's top 8 teams averaged 52 wins this season, up dramatically from 46.3 last season. For context, the Timberwolves would have missed out on the play-in tournament this season with their record last year. In any case, the team has so far turned out to be the number 3 seed in the West, and with the best defensive ratings in the whole league. They've limited teams to the least points per game, but far from their defensive performance, they've also found success offensively. When Ant isn't throwing an alley-oop off the glass, the team has KAT throwing this pass to Gobert.
They're looking at to be aggressive to get him three-point shots.
Oh, over the head pass! And over the head flush.
Throughout the regular season, Anthony Edwards averaged 25.9 points, 5.4 rebounds, and 5.1 assists per game. Karl Anthony Towns averaged 21.8 points, 8.3 rebounds, and 3 assists per game, while Rudy Gobert had 14 points, 12.9 rebounds, and 2.1 blocks per game. So a balanced big three and a solid second unit have seen the Timberwolves stocks soar in the NBA, with many believing that they could not only beat the Phoenix Suns in the first round, but also make it to the NBA Finals.
Suns, Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards is a bad boy. That is not an answer. Anthony Edwards is a bad boy.
Unfortunately, the regular season isn't the playoffs, and any chance the Timberwolves are going to get to make it to the finals for the first time ever would come from inevitably facing the defending champion, the Denver Nuggets.
Edwards on the drive, outside look, McDaniels, yes! And some change!
First and foremost, we must all agree that the 2023 NBA champions are in a league of their own. And to speak more frankly, I believe most Lakers fans would agree. The Los Angeles Lakers probably aren't going to beat the Denver Nuggets in the first round of the playoffs. So who can? Which team can stop them from successfully becoming the fourth team in the past 20 years to repeat as champion? It's important to know that this team didn't top any season leader stats for the 2023-2024 season, yet finished second seed in the Western Conference, and only because the OKC Thunder won the tiebreaker. The Nuggets are overwhelming favorites in the Western Conference, and they have the best player in the world in Nikola Jokic, who shoots at an excellent percentage, rebounds well, and finds open teammates better than any other big man in the game. The Serbian star center finished the regular season ranked 10th in scoring, 4th in rebounding, and 3rd in assists, averaging 26.4 points on 58.3% shooting, 12.4 rebounds, and 9 assists per game. Jamal Murray, despite missing 23 games, proved to be one of the best supporting casts offensively this season, averaging 21.2 points on 48.1% shooting, 6.5 assists, and 4.1 rebounds per game. Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and even Reggie Jackson all stepped up their games this season. Obviously, a lot has changed from the roster that won the championship last season. Denver's bench included veterans Bruce Brown and Jeff Green last season, but the reserve players this year are younger, less consistent, and more athletic. But even at that, head coach Michael Malone has gone through growing pains with Peyton Watson and Christian Braun so that they can become more reliable for the playoffs. It's worth noting that throughout the entire season, the Nuggets were minus 8.6 per 100 possessions with Jokic off the floor, while in the 2022-23 season, they were minus 10.4 per 100 possessions without the Serbian. In other words, the bench arguably did a better job this season, even with the absence of veterans Bruce Brown and Jeff Green. So this Denver Nuggets is a better and more dangerous team than the one that won the 2023 title. But unfortunately, recent history strongly suggests this year's playoffs won't be an easy ride for the Nuggets. The past 4 defending champions have seen their title defenses end before the conference finals. But a good look at this Denver Nuggets team, and you would agree that they are not just a balanced team, but a disciplined one, which is unlike the 2023 Warriors, 2022 Bucks, 2021 Lakers, or 2020 Toronto Raptors. So, is it the Nuggets championship to lose, or is it the Timberwolves championship to win?
I think everybody knows what's at stake, so I don't even need to talk about how big of a game it is. I think everybody knows.
With both teams in the Western Conference, the Nuggets and the Timberwolves are bound to meet in the Western Conference semifinals if they both move past the first round of the playoffs. Both teams have not met past the first round, with the Timberwolves winning the 2004 matchup 4-1, and the Nuggets returning the favor last season, where they also won the series 4-1. This regular season, the Timberwolves went 2-2 against the Nuggets with 2 comfortable wins and both losses coming without Karl Anthony Towns in the lineup. A young team like the Timberwolves standing toe-to-toe with a better Nuggets side is definitely nothing to overlook, as it's further proof that this team could win the West. They obviously have no playoff success, but this season, the Timberwolves have a rare NBA commodity in a big three of all-star level talent that actually fits well together. You have to understand that Rudy Gobert is one of the few centers in the league who can defend Nikola Jokic, And because Cat is a big power forward, opponents cannot use small ball lineups to create mismatches against Rudy Gobert without risking being dominated in the middle by Minnesota's 2 elite big men. This isn't just a decent team, but a great team. And besides, we all saw how the Phoenix Suns in 2021 and the Denver Nuggets in 2023 advanced to the NBA Finals over the past 3 seasons. But as mentioned earlier, the regular season isn't the playoffs. I mean, we've seen the Miami Heat struggle in the regular season only to turn hard to beat in the playoffs, and the Celtics dominate the regular season only to fail to make the finals. Nevertheless, these two teams are not similar yet so formidable. But to win the 2024 NBA championship, they must first advance past the first round. The Timberwolves will be facing the Phoenix Suns, a team they looked terrible against in the regular season. Phoenix dominated the season series over the Timberwolves, winning all 3 games by an average of 16.3 points. You should know that Minnesota has only won 1 of its past 10 games against the Suns, and the Timberwolves' only back-to-back victory over Phoenix occurred during the 2018-19 season. And not to mention that in the 3 regular season games they lost to the Suns this season, Anthony Edwards never scored more than 17 points, finishing with 43 on 42 shots and shooting 31%. We're talking about a team that has 3 players that can actually drop 40 points in any game, and the Timberwolves' best player never had more than 17 points against them in the regular season. Anyway, it's the playoffs, and I don't trust an inconsistent Phoenix team to win 3 consecutive rounds against the Timberwolves, who have home court advantage. Plus, with the Timberwolves being the 3rd best 3-point shooting team by percentage, a few hot nights from deep paired with a steady defense is tough for any opponent to deal with, even for Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. And for the case of the Denver Nuggets in the first round against the Los Angeles Lakers, it needs no mentioning that they've beaten the Lakers 8 games in a row. And yes, again, this is the playoffs, and the Lakers will definitely be a different team, but truth be told, the only thing that will put the Nuggets at a disadvantage will be an unhealthy roster. Last season, excellent health keyed Denver's championship run, as their top 7 rotation players combined to miss 0 games during the 2023 playoffs, giving them a clear health advantage over their final 3 opponents. Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton missed time for the Suns. LeBron was nursing a foot injury in the Western Conference Finals, and Tyler Herro missed the finals for the Miami Heat. In any case, as the playoffs are starting, the teams are hoping that their roster is healthy and chemistry is high between their players. Both the favorites to win the 2024 championship won't be left out. The Timberwolves with their big 3 and the Nuggets with Jokic and Murray will be hoping to be at their full strength to either win their first NBA championship or successfully defend their NBA championship. Tell me, who do you think stands a chance between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets to win the 2024 NBA championship? Do you think it's the toughest Western Conference ever? Let me know in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, the next video on your screen is worth your time.
Jokic. And Jokic throws it down. Jokic again. Give it to Brown. Christian to Jokic. Come underneath. No. Tip it up. No. Tip it up. Yes. He's unstoppable. Some order. Back cut. Jokic. Stretching out.
Jokic has it. Clock ticks. Got to put one up. Jokic for the win. Oh! It's good! Jokic got it off in time!
Gordon. Give it to Jokic. And Jokic!
This is one from three-point range. Jokic. He rips a 3. Jokic drives, and Durant got it from behind. Jokic.
Chris Brown goes out. I'm Chris Marlowe with Katie Wingy. You heard from Scott Hastings. Jokic going to cast a 3 and knocks it in. Katie, point deficit against the Pelicans. Give it to Jokic, and Jokic puts it to bed. Play defense, get the rebound. Air Serbia ready for takeoff.
Number 9.
Number 9.
It shows a guy who's, shooting, 59% on the year. They're not easy shots.
That's how the Toronto Raptors are going to look to score, though. Getting steals, getting out and running fast break situations.
Under the Gordon, his first dunk of the night, and the Nuggets lead it.
Jokic going to have to put it up. Falling away, it's up. Shot, he banks it in. Another circus.
Anthony Davis, there's nothing else you can do. The release point.
Go, Nuggets down by 2. Jokic has it. Jokic in the lane under the Gordon. There he puts it away.
It's not super relevant to an NBA game, but
how about Jokic with an incredible pass to Aaron Gordon?
Because this is straight up to infinity and beyond right here. Nikola Jokic feels the two defenders on him.
Including the 11 assists. Reddish on Jokic, spins, drives, gets inside, flips it up and in. 0.5%. Now Jokic is bumped, he's doubled. Behind the back to Gordon, who puts it away. Spectacular. Jokic with the pass.
Eyes in the back of his head right there, Nikola Jokic.
Advantage for the Denver Nuggets. Looking for more. Long pass is out there. KCP. And he rattles it all.
You see guys just watching. What's he doing? Oh my gosh, he's throwing it that.
Guarded tightly by Ayton. 4 to shoot. Jokic going to step back. Over the top he goes. Got it. Big shot. Jokic knows it. Put it up and in. Jokic gets in the paint. Turns, twists, flips it up. Shot is good. Puts it to himself. Backs in. Flips it up. Oh, what a pass. And Gordon throws it down and a foul.
doing on the baseline?
Lurking.
He's lurking.
Floater off the mark. Jokic with a nice outlet to KCP. Oh. Runs the floor. Count it. And thought, at least for tonight, but it would stop the consecutive games with 10 points.
Now Denver top 6 in the league and fewest turnovers as Jokic drops Porzingis. It's a dunk.
yeah, we've even got a Nikola Jokic dunk.
Denver leads it by 4 with the ball. Jokic open inside. Nice lead for him by Reggie Jackson. The timer to finish this half. Jokic got to put one up here, and he does off the glass.
Great shot. Porzingis, good contest.
All-Stars going at it. Jokic somehow gets it to Gordon. That baseline run.
Has 30. Alley-oop to Gordon. So the Nuggets are. Monte Morris to Jokic in the lane. Put it up. Tapped in! Nikola Jokic! Second quarter. Jokic. And there's the fake of the century right there. Wow. But this is the pump fake of the century.
That's Larry Bird right there. Ayton thought for sure that was it. Kamara, they kept him in there.
So Denver hasn't played since Sunday.
Oh, what a pass.
Inside, a good-looking dive, and Holiday comes up with 2.
Look at this pass behind the back.
It's changed the other way, 6 of 11, the feed to Davis. Jokic with the knockaway.
Well, you heard Charles at halftime saying, look, this is important to heat
in
up.
a 4-point game. Jokic has it on top. Defended by Adebayo. Jokic got it. What a shot.
In the morning last night. Pass. Oh, what a pass. A no-lookie by Nikola Jokic. Pace. Here's the lob over the top. Reggie back to Jokic. Great pass off the bounce, and Jokic dunked. Give back a little physicality here. Jokic underneath the Gordon. Nice pass. The look away special. Alley-oop. Oh, and it's a beauty.
Beal missed it. Jokic the rebound. Again, Denver a chance. This for the lead. Caldwell Pope puts.
And they are giving their best effort.
Jokic for 3. A killer.
Boy, if they've been clutch in this game. Jokic. And he nails it. Medium game for Nikola Jokic. Here he comes. Wow. To Jokic in the lane. Put it up. Tapped in. Nikola Jokic. With 3:10 remaining.
Combination just great.
Reggie back to Jokic. Great pass off the bounce, and Jokic dunks it. Jokic coming in, and he puts it up.
Got to send help quickly.
Jokic double. Christian Brown is open. Jokic with a great feed.
Well, it's up empty. Now Jokic's going to take a 3 here. Straight away. Got it. Oh, Murray to Jokic. Jokic backs up for the win. Yes! Nikola Jokic buries it. Oh my gosh! Now Jokic with it again. Inside, surrounded. Jokic to Gordon, who lays it in. Nice pass. And Jokic.
Right passing angle. Jamal Murray delivers the pass perfectly. Joker covered pretty tightly right here. Takes a step back 3.
Jokic into Powell. Here it goes. Got it! Got it! Denver has won! Denver has done it in a close game again. Off balance.
Jokic, little fake, trying to work on AD, up and under to score.
Look at that.
Can't guard Giannis like that. That's a free runner. Jokic is out there. And they have it in! Now Jokic high post, nobody guarding him. And the pass to Gordon. Into Joke. He'll take a 15-footer. Got it. Maybe that's the way to do it.
5 to shoot. Jokic. Hook shot coming. Nope. It's a Sombor shuffle. And he shuffles his way.
Since had the hot hand. Jokic for 3. Jokic gets it to go.
Holiday gets ready to come into the ball game for Denver. Jokic, what a pass! Oh, he spun on a dime. Gets it, checks it. What a pass.
Jokic has it. 5 to shoot. Oh, no looky pass to Aaron Gordon.
Once again, he's got eyes in the back of his head.
Yeah, Jokic. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Wagner in the rear.
Shooter knocks down the first basket of the game. Murray finds Jokic. Jokic reigns in a 3.
So hard to do. How about this? Jokic on the backdoor cut. Oh, wow. It kind of gets into what I was going to say.
Jokic has it. Jokic in the lane under the board. There he puts it away.
It's going.
Jokic, there's backdoor. Holiday throws it down.
Aces able to lay it in. Jokic. Oh, how does he do it? The shuffle.
Reggie Jackson is in for Murray. Look at the move by Jokic.
Jokic catches it, puts up the 3. Count it at the buzzer. In. It's spelled C-E-D-I, SETI, but it's Jenny. And oh my goodness, a beauty.
Bouncy on one end. Watch his cut, but good screen. Watch the hand. One hand, boom.
Buries a 3. Nice setup there by Durant. As Jokic.
Even times when Ant does get it, Caldwell Pope is still there.
Away. Jokic, little fake, trying to work on AD, up and under to score.
Jokic. Jokic and Adebayo. Great play.
And now it's Jokic giving it up to Holiday. Back to Jokic. Long three is good.
Now Jokic into the lane. Got a little hook shot. That's good.
This is tough. They finally got Mike on him.
Jokic.
Shedley score. Jokic with the fake.
And Jokic puts it up and no good. The follow by Gordon was late.
As he looks up, 7 to shoot. Jokic by Lopez into the lane. Little hook shot. That's good too. And Jokic has it. Oh, great pass over to Holiday. And he makes it count. Boy, that was almost a
Joker on the pick and pop. Got it. Remember, it was that 39-footer at the buzzer that won the last meeting.
Jokic. And Jokic throws it down. Jokic again. Give it to Brown. Christian Jokic coming underneath. No, tip it up, no, tip it up, yes!
He's unstoppable.
Some order. Back cut, Jokic. Stretching out.
Jokic has it. Clock ticks, gotta put one up. Jokic for the win. Oh! It's good! Jokic got it off in time!
Gordon, give it to Jokic. And Jokic!
This is one from three-point range. Jokic, he rips a 3. Jokic drives, and Durant got it from behind. Jokic.
Chris Brown goes out. I'm Chris Marlowe with Katie Wingy. You heard from Scott Hastings. Jokic going to cast a 3 and knocks it in. Katie, point deficit against the Pelicans. Give it to Jokic, and Jokic puts it to bed. Play defense, get the rebound. Air Serbia ready for takeoff. Number 9.
It shows a guy who's, shooting, 59% on the year. They're not easy shots.
That's how the Toronto Raptors are going to look to score, though. Getting steals, getting out and running fast break situations.
Under the Gordon, his first dunk of the night, and the Nuggets lead it.
Jokic going to have to put it up. Falling away, it's up. Shot, he banks it in. Another circus.
I mean, Anthony Davis, there's nothing else you can do. The release point.
Go, Nuggets down by 2. Jokic has it. Jokic in the lane under the board. Now he puts it away.
It's not super relevant to an NBA game, but
how about Jokic with an incredible pass to Aaron Gordon?
Because this is straight up to infinity and beyond right here. Nikola Jokic feels the 2 defenders on him.
Including the 11 assists. Reddish on Jokic, spins, drives, gets inside, flips it up and in.
0.5%. Now Jokic is bumped, he's doubled. Behind the back to Gordon, who puts it away. Spectacular. Jokic with a pass.
Eyes in the back of his head right there, Nikola Jokic.
Advantage for the Denver Nuggets. Looking for more. Long pass is out there. KCP. And he rattles it all.
You see guys just watching. What's he doing? Oh my gosh, he's throwing it down.
Guarded tightly by Ayton. 4 to shoot. Jokic going to step back. Over the top he goes. Got it. Big shot. Jokic knows it. Put it up and in.
Jokic gets in the paint, turns, twists, flips it up. Shot is good. Puts it to himself, backs in, flips it up. Oh, what a pass! And Gordon throws it down and a foul.
Doing on the baseline?
Lurking.
He's lurking.
Floater off the mark. Jokic with a nice outlet to KCP. Runs the floor, counted. And
Thought, at least for tonight, but it would stop the consecutive games with 10 points.
now Denver top 6 in the league and fewest turnovers as Jokic drops Porzingis. It's a dunk.
Yeah, we've even got a Nikola Jokic dunk.
Denver leads it by 4 with the ball. Jokic open inside. Nice lead for him by Reggie Jackson. The timer to finish this half. Jokic got to put one up here, and he does off the glass.
Great shot. Porzingis, good contest.
All-Stars going at it. Jokic somehow gets it to Gordon. That baseline run.
Has 30. Alley-oop to Gordon. So the Nuggets are. Monte Morris to Jokic in the lane. Put it up. Tapped in. Nikola Jokic. Second quarter. Jokic. And there's the fake of the century right there. Wow. But this is the pump fake of the century.
That's Larry Bird right there. Ayton thought for sure that was it. Kamara, they kept him in there.
So Denver hasn't played since Sunday.
Oh, what a pass.
Inside, a good-looking dive, and Holiday comes up with 2.
Look at this pass behind the back.
It's changed the other way, 6 of 11, the feed to Davis. Jokic with the knockaway.
Well, you heard Charles at halftime saying, look, this is important to heat
18 in
up.
a 4-point game. Jokic has it on top. Defended by Adebayo. Jokic got it. What a shot.
In the morning last night. Pass. Oh, what a pass. A no-lookie by Nikola Jokic. Pace.
Here's a lob over the top.
Reggie back to Jokic. Great pass off the bounce, and Jokic dunk. Give back a little physicality here. Jokic underneath the Gordon. Nice pass. The look away special. Alley-oop. Oh, and it's a beauty.
Beal missed it. Jokic the rebound. Again, Denver a chance. This for the lead. Caldwell Pope puts.
And they are giving their best effort.
Jokic for 3. A killer.
Boy, if they've been clutch in this game. Jokic. And he nails it. Medium game for Nikola Jokic. Here he comes. Wow. To Jokic in the lane. Put it up. Tapped in. Nikola Jokic. With 3:10 remaining.
Combination just great.
Reggie back to Jokic. Great pass off the bounce, and Jokic dunks it. Jokic coming in, and he puts it up.
Got to send help quickly.
Jokic double. Christian Brown is open. Jokic with a great feed.
Well,
It's up empty. Now Jokic's going to take a 3 here. Straight away. Got it. Murray to Jokic. Jokic backs up for the win. Yes! Nikola Jokic buries it. Oh my gosh! Now Jokic with it again. Inside, surrounded. Jokic to Gordon, who lays it in. Nice pass. And Jokic.
Right pass spacing angle. Jamal Murray delivers the pass perfectly. Joker covered pretty tightly right here. Takes a step back. 3.
Jokic into Powell. Here it goes. Got it! Got it! Denver has won! Denver has done it in a close game again. Off balance.